Well, hey guys, welcome to Bowhunting Soul. Okay, so another kind of quick differentiation here between different ways to shoot this bow. I'm not going to get super in depth on it, but if you're new to traditional archery, you are going to have some terms come up, lots of terms come up, but one of them is how to shoot this thing either called split finger or 3-under. Okay, now which is it? What's what are the benefits of them? Split finger, let's try that. Let's do that one first. Is, as the name implies, you get one finger above and two below, and you're drawing the bow, oops, like so. Okay, now this is the way a lot of, I'm gonna say it, sorry guys, old timers will do it. A lot of people still do it this way too, but this is the way it used to be normal to do, right? It was kind of heresy to do like 3-under like this. So this is 3-under. All three of your fingers are underneath. Now what's the difference? And you know, what difference does it make? Well, first of all, it's all personal preference. Okay, I prefer 3-under. It feels really weird for me to, to have this, above and below kind of, like pinching the nock, between your fingers. It doesn't feel natural to me. It just feels a little bit weird. So 3-under, to me, you don't get this pinching feeling, especially with a shorter bow. This is only like a 58-inch AMO bow. Okay. So what happens with a shorter bow, especially with a shorter bow, is that you see this angle that I'm gonna go 3-under and just kind of show you the angle here. Okay, like really 3-under. See this angle that it makes above and below, right? The nock. Well, the shorter the bow, the more severe that angle is going to be, and it's going to kind of pinch. It's called string pinch or finger pinch. Okay, so if you go above and below like this, you're more going to feel it, especially on the one that's upper. Okay, you actually feel that pinch more. That just feels weird. Now if you have a longer bow, 64, 62, 66 inch, what have you, even longer, you're not going to feel it as much. Now a couple things to think about when you are doing split finger. Understand that when you nock, when you come back to full draw, the angle that the arrow is going to make, okay, I'm going to exaggerate this here, is going to be kind of shooting upward, okay, when you are shooting split finger. Why? Well, because split finger means like this, and if I anchor like this, okay, then the back of this arrow is actually like down more, okay, because so let's just say I'm anchoring at the corner of my mouth right here, right? So the angle that that's going to make, just because I'm anchoring like this here, well, this, since it's above the arrow, is actually going to do one of these. Okay, again, exaggerated like that, right? So watch this, right? I don't know if you really can tell the angle from what I'm doing. Corner of my mouth with the index finger. Okay. If you do 3-under, now my finger is still going to go to here, but now this forces the back of the arrow up, right? It's going to go force it up, which makes the arrow flatter. So it does two things. First of all, it gives you a closer point on distance. It's like a flatter shot in close range, right? I'm only going to shoot 15 yards over here. And what it also does is it brings the back of the arrow up closer to your eye, and you can see more of the arrow. Okay, and if that gives you a kind of visual reference to be able to aim with the arrow, or at least know that the arrow is in a certain position while you're looking at where you want to hit, then all the better. But for me, this makes a lot more sense if I go 3-under, and I can actually see more of the arrow, and I can see that the alignment of the arrow shaft, if it's off one way or another, if it's doing something weird, right? If I'm split finger, the arrow is too far down, and I don't necessarily see enough of the arrow. I see more of the tip coming up, but I don't necessarily see more of the arrow. So that's just personal. Again, that's just personal preference. It's really not, it's nothing more than, trying out different things. Now, a lot of people nowadays, they are shooting 3-under. Okay, it's just become a whole lot more popular to shoot 3-under. I think a lot of archery is being taught that way. And I like it a little bit better because, like I said, it gives me a little bit better aiming. I'm using air quotes on that. A little bit better reference for the arrow and overall sight picture, which, works for me. And I'm also not having a trajectory of the arrow going up so high first to go far distance. So I'm not shooting far distance. If the arrow starts off flatter, then the trajectory that the arrow has in the shorter run is a lot flatter, and it makes a lot more sense for my mind visually to be able to, you know, shoot stuff repeatedly and, you know, get a good reference point. I'm trying to find my tab here. Okay, so now we have, well, they shoot with a glove or a tab. I shoot with a tab. Okay, so there are, sorry, it's a little bit windy here. There are tabs, right? Shooting tabs. Basically, it's like a, you know, piece of leather. This is pretty beat up. Okay, pretty beat up, and that's just to protect your fingertips. I don't shoot with a glove. It feels awkward to me. Shoot with a tab. Again, most people nowadays are shooting with a tab, starting to shoot with a tab and just shooting with a tab altogether. A lot of people who started shooting with a finger, if they're brand new to archery and they bought one of these packages off one of these sites or whatever that comes with like a glove or what have you, then they'll migrate to a tab, you know, after they kind of get into traditional archery and realize there's other ways to shoot. You really don't see a progression or migration from somebody going from a tab to a glove, but you do see from a glove to a tab. So, but again, there's nothing wrong with either one, no matter which one you want to use. I like shooting tabs. It's just, again, piece of leather to protect your fingertips from nerve damage, okay? And it's just like a couple pieces. Again, this is really beat up. Now, what they do is tabs come in a variety of ways. One of them is called, you know, a 3-under tab, which would be like this without the split. Okay, and I'm going to get to that in a second. Basically, it's all three, and then it covers all three of your fingers when you shoot, and it all is designed to go, you know, again, underneath the arrow, you know, like so, just like that. Okay. Now, for me, this is going to be weird. For some reason, I still always put a split in my tabs between my ring finger and my middle finger. I don't know why. I've always done it. It just feels better to me, even though I shoot 3-under. There are split finger tabs, and I'm going to flip this around. This would be backwards. Now, this is the smooth side of this leather. This is the not so smooth side. But if you were to buy a 3-under tab, it would look like this. It would look a whole lot nicer, not all gnarled up and stuff, but it would look like that. It would have a split in it, okay? And then that split, obviously, is designed to do this, right? So you would have, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, it would be designed to do this, right? So you can still have the split will go, you know, make sure it goes above the arrow like this. Okay, so above and below. But I, for some reason, am weird. I know that. Excuse me, dropped it. And I always put a split, you know, not between these two, like you would with a for if you're shooting split finger, but between, these two, right? So it's like that. Anyway, that's just the thing I do. So if you're wondering why I'm shooting this, it's not making sense. That's why. So, anywho, that's it. I'm not gonna actually, I'll take a few shots here with the way I like to shoot. Not sure how it's gonna be. It's a little bit windy over here, but I'll do a few shots split finger, and I'll do a few shots 3-under, and then we'll see, if there's any kind of impact difference. And as far as flight goes, especially on a shorter bow, the split finger is actually a bit of a smoother, quieter release. Okay, a lot of people find that. I find that too. It's a little bit more noticeable. It's a little bit better, flight, release right off the, an initial release. But the benefits of that don't outweigh the benefits or the cons for me of it just hitting where I don't want it to hit. I don't have enough of a visual reference of the arrow, and it doesn't work for me. Okay, 3-under, obviously all the pulling is done from underneath here, and it kind of pulls differently, asymmetrically off, on those limbs. One limb gets pulled more than the other one, and if your bow isn't now, most people can't tell the difference. Okay, most archers who are not elite level will never ever know the difference. You're going to hear a lot of internet talk about tillered split or tillered 3-under, where the bowyer can actually account for the fact that you're going to do that, and the limbs will pull differently. Most people are not that good. I'm not that good, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But if you're going to order a bow, it doesn't hurt to tell them that you are going to shoot that way. Okay, at least a little bit of that fudge factor is built into there, but most people can't tell the difference. So I'm going to shoot first 3 arrows here with 3-under. That's 15 yards, and we'll just see. So I'm shooting off to the right a little bit there so I can see the white and the blue. So you know what? So that's 2 split. I only got 5 arrows here. I'm not going to do a long shooting display. So that's 2 off to the right. Okay, right on the white and the blue there. I'm gonna take you up closer. So I'm gonna aim to the left side of that white, and I'm gonna do split finger. So I got 3 split finger. I never shoot split finger, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, we'll see if there's any. We're just doing this take right off the get-go. We're not even. I'm not even practicing this. So I got 3 arrows left for that. So I'm gonna kind of shoot to the left. We'll see how this goes. Boy, this feels weird. Yeah, it feels weird. Woo! Went top right. That is not good. Let's try this again. Yeah, all right. I'm going to stop before I... You're getting this real time, folks. I'm going to stop before I actually lose an arrow and launch one over the target bale. All right. So, this right here is where I was aiming. You know, I swear I wasn't aiming there. I was aiming to the right so I can see the contrast there with my 3 under, right? So that's, you know, pretty damn close together. I had actually was aiming when I was doing split finger over here for these 2. They ended up way the hell over here, okay? First of all, they shot to the right of where I wanted by, you know, several inches, right? It was supposed to be here, but, you know, left and right wise, they're, you know, by like, what, 4, 5 inches to the right. Well, look how high. I'm looking over here for the normal sight picture that I'm accustomed to for shooting these. Look how much higher this shot. Way high. And I stopped with only 2 arrows because I know the third one I was going to sail over the top, and I don't want to lose my arrow in the snow because you never find it. So there you have it. Okay. Now, of course, the tab I have, like I said, was kind of gnarled up, and it's not exactly cut out enough of a notch for that arrow to properly fit into. So it was kind of pulling on that arrow, kind of weird. I had a weird drag to it, you know, kind of hooked a little bit. So that's one of the reasons why I'm sure. See, it's kind of like all gnarly, right? Why I did that. But aside from the left and right, the vertical part of it was really what I was trying to illustrate, where it's shooting so much higher because the back of that arrow is down, front of the arrow is up. And, you know, if your brain isn't used to having a certain, you know, shooting style or seeing the flight of that arrow or what the sight picture is supposed to look like, and you're just going to shoot really high. So anywho, here go some geese. All right, that's it. That's the video. Sorry, it's supposed to be a short one. It's almost 15 minutes again, but split finger, 3 under. If you're new to this, try both. I would suggest personally you do 3 under, a little bit flatter. You can see the arrow, you can see what it's doing, and your mind can get trained to actually shooting a certain sight picture. So anyway, hope this was helpful to you guys. Please leave a comment below. And if you like this channel, if this is useful, please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you listen to the Bowhunting Soul podcast. Lots of cool guests and conversations and stuff out there too. So that's it. So we're looking forward to spring. The snow will be gone pretty soon. It's early March, but in about a month and a half, it'll be turkey season. So looking forward to that. All right, guys, be safe. Have fun shooting these things. All right, thanks.